What's going on, guys? This is the Bodies and Business podcast, and today we're going to talk about regrets. Everyone's favorite topic, I'm sure, but probably not. And honestly, when I think about this, and then you have I don't have any regrets. No Regrets, the movie Meet the Millers or something like that with Jason Sudeikis, can't remember, and Jennifer Aniston, when the kid had no regrets and it was spelled wrong, and he was like, you don't even have one letter? He's like, this is my credo. Anyways, going on to actual regrets, Daniel Pink actually did a TED Talk or a TED interview about 4 regrets. And I think he wrote a book, and I can't remember what the book is. We'll find that out here in a little. He talks about 4 common regrets that people have. And he did this huge study or survey, and he got thousands of answers back. Over 100 and something countries responded. And the 4 regrets that kept coming up in the survey were, he bucketed them into 4 things: foundation regrets, boldness regrets, moral regrets, and connection regrets. And I'm going to talk about the foundation regrets because this actually hits home for fly bodies. And honestly, it's something that resonated with me. Foundation regrets, he said, have to deal with not saving enough money when you're young, not taking care of your health when you're younger and growing up. And he said these are really about stability, not creating a stable platform for you to grow off of. And when I think about that, I say that going to the Air Force Academy was one of the best things I could have ever done in my life because 1, I don't have any college debt, and then 2, I got a stable job coming out of there. So that was one of the best decisions I think I had in my life because I think it was something that put me on a stable platform. Those are the type of things that I think are really helpful. And so when it comes to health and wellness, this is super important because I think as we get older, we start to realize, especially huge businessmen go from not taking care of their bodies and minds and anything at all. And then they go, I got to take care of my body for, so I can live forever. Brian Johnson went from just this tech billionaire to now he's I don't want, and it's so funny how when people get older, you start to realize, hey, I'm going to die one day and I want to live a healthier life. Maybe I wasn't living so healthy to begin with, but now I want to. And so one thing I'll say is it's not super, super hard to live a average healthy life, but it is tough if you don't know what to do. And that's where the Fly 5 come into play. And I truly believe that if you live out the Fly 5 every day, you're giving yourself a stable platform to live a healthy life. And the Fly 5 are an eating window that is 12 hours or less, getting sleep 7 to 9 hours on average every night, getting sunlight, getting about 15 to 30 minutes of sunlight every day, drinking water on a consistent basis 80 to 90% of the time. And one of the things that I think about when drinking water is your body is about 55 to 60% water, depending on how big you are and if you're male or female. But when you think about that, you're okay, well, drinking half my body weight in ounces is probably a good rule of thumb if you're just now starting out. Over time, you start to realize, hey, I can gauge my hydration levels pretty well off of my urine color. But in the beginning, it's good to have some goal that you can say, okay, I drink this much water today, I'm good. All right. So we talked about eating window, sunlight exposure, sleep, water intake, and then exercise. And exercise and sleep are probably the most important. Sleep is the most important, but exercise is what's going to actually motivate you to want to live a healthier life. And so you need to build a strong foundation when you're young about exercise because that's going to help you have more muscle and stronger bones as you get older, more bone density as you get older. So I think understanding how to work out at a young age, and it can be, they say, I don't remember the exact time when your bone density starts to decline, but it's mid to late 20s is when you reach peak bone density. So in your younger to teen years is a great time to start exercising and getting that bone density up. And then, you can work out until, 70, 80, 90 years old. I'm sure even 100-year-old people go for walks, and that's exercise. But that's something that people don't realize is so important in the early stages of life, because as you get older, you're going to really wish that you took better care of your health so that you can have more experiences with the people that you love and that you want to be around. You don't want to be confined to your home and sitting in the bed for the last, 5, 10, 15 years of your life. So it's very important to stay healthy and that's a very vague term, but if you follow those Fly 5, you will learn over time what is a healthy diet, what are healthy exercises to do, and all that stuff. So I just wanted to talk about that, and I'll put the link to the video in the notes below this YouTube video because I think it's a very fun YouTube video to watch with Daniel Pink and him talking about the 4 kinds of regret. But that's what I just wanted to talk about. And I think a lot of times people don't realize that you can do so little in order to live a healthy life as you're getting older. And to kind of equate this to money, because that's what I like to do, is when you are 18 years old, or when you were 18 years old, if you invested $100 into a Roth IRA every month until you're age 60, you would be a millionaire by the time you're age 60 if the market had an annual return of, I think, 10% on average. And to think about that, it's like just $100 a month from the age 18 to 60. And I would say most people in their 60s are not millionaires. And that's just because we look at things we're so short-sighted that we don't realize that doing or providing $100 to a Roth IRA account over, 42 years is going to make you a millionaire. You just don't realize how beneficial that is. And then from an exercise standpoint, doing a 15-minute HIIT workout once a day for 5 days a week, we don't realize how beneficial that can be for our heart and our brain and our muscles. And so we just kind of start to, say, that's not going to help me that much. But when it compounds over time, you don't realize how beneficial it is. So that's all I got. You don't want to always talk about regret and stuff to kind of scare you into being healthy. But I think it's important to think about that stuff because you hear these stories from people that have big regrets, and it's super important to listen to them because when you get that old, I'm sure you start to have the same kind of thought process. So that's all I got, guys. Thanks for watching, and get after it.